before we actually like start a sort of meditation practice, there are a few key things to understand. Okay, for example, a lot of people think that they try to use meditation as like a pill. For example, just like when you get sick, you take something to feel better. So for a lot of people, they use meditation like that. So I'm feeling anxious, I need to meditate. You know, so that's a wrong way of looking at meditation.
Okay. Oh.
Right. Now, your question would be, how should we look at meditation, isn't it?
Yes, correct.
Yeah. Now, there are different schools of thoughts once again. Okay. There are some schools of thought which think that we use meditation to explore, like, it's very metaphysical, to explore another dimension. And if you talk about the chakras and all these things, you achieve enlightenment. That's one way of looking at it. But what I practice, okay, the Zen way of doing it is actually when you sit for meditation, you don't sit to get peace. And this is where the Zen way of doing it is so different to the traditional ways of meditating, because people meditate to achieve something. For example, people meditate to achieve enlightenment. People meditate to become spiritual. People meditate so that they are not stressed. Let's say right now, mindfulness is being used because of that mindfulness meditation, so that you become more mindful about whatever's happening in your life, your thoughts and all that. But if you look at Zen, it's really beyond all that duality. You sit just because you have to sit. And you don't really sit to attain peace, to be calm. So when you're actually sitting for meditation, you're just sitting. You're just sitting. The only thing you do is following your breath. And then what happens is all the things that arise in your mind, whether it's fear, whether it's anxiety, whether you feel you're not good enough, you just let them come. And you don't judge these emotions. So they just come. And the moment you stop actually trying to control or judge them, or you even don't try to be peaceful, the moment you stop that effort, actually they just come and then they just drop by themselves. So there's no momentum to them. You see? So that's the way you meditate, actually.
But when you let those thoughts come, like they keep coming, right?
At one point they will stop. Because you know what happens with thoughts? When they come and you try to fight them, they become stronger.
Yes, that's right.
So the moment you drop, they just come, they appear and they disappear. And you just stay as still as you can stay.
And is it that, like, when those thoughts come, if you just, you said we are not doing the mindfulness over here. Are we doing it? Are we focusing on the breathing, so that, when the thoughts come, they're just in the background? Is it?
Yeah, like in the background. There are two things you focus on, though. You don't focus on the thoughts, obviously, they'll come and go. You need to make sure that you're sitting straight. So your back is straight. That's the first thing you do. Okay, you make sure your back is straight. And the second thing you do is you observe your breathing.
Okay.
So you just focus on your breathing. It's like your anchor. So you breathe in, and then you breathe out. And that's all you do. You do from 1 to 10, and then you start over from 1 to 10. And during these breaths in and out, actually, that's where the thoughts will come and go. And there will be moments where the mind will kind of be unfocused, but then you bring back the mind to the breathing. So it's only the breathing that you focus on. But what I was saying is, it's the intent. You know why there's so much suffering in anyone's life. it's because of one of the hindrances of the mind you mentioned. It's because of desire. So even, I mean, the meditation is supposed to be the most sacred and pure thing you're doing. So when you sit for meditation, there's no desire. There's not even desire for peace. You just sit because it's the most sacred thing to do. And what's the most sacred thing to do? It's being yourself. So when you sit and there's no desire, what stays? It's just you in the purest state. And this is why we sit for meditation, to be ourselves completely.
Okay, that makes sense. It's like even peace, we cannot run after it. Okay.
Because when you sit when you sit like that every day, I mean, I look at the wall, you don't have to look at the wall, but when you sit like that every day, you actually become okay with everything. Because there are some days where it's going to be a fight in your mind. There are some days where it's actually really peaceful. There are some days where you're really sad, you'll like feel the tears rolling on your cheeks. There are days where you will tremble because you're super anxious. There are some days where you're going to feel like super angry, you want to break something. All these things happen on the cushion every day when you meditate, but you are okay with all the different states. And the moment you become okay with the states, that's where you achieve the peace. And this is why when something happens during the day, which is not normal, where you would have reacted very badly, you actually become okay with it because you've been practicing that every day. So you maintain the peace.
Yeah, because see, the way you say it makes it simpler. No?
Yeah.
I mean,
it is simple, but it's hard.
Yes.
Because some people are not willing to sit with their thoughts. That's why people need distraction. They need like music playing in the background the whole time. Even when you go to bed, you need music, or you need a sort of distraction. You need to be reading something till you're so tired that you can't open your eyes, then you sleep.
Yes.
But people are not willing to be with themselves. Sometimes we don't want to face the things we've lived before, because when you sit, these things pop up. Sometimes when I sit, something that happened 15 years ago just shows its ugly face, and you keep your equanimity there too, and that's the practice.
Well, actually, I don't really know. I don't really meditate. I'm not able to do that because my mind is always going here and there. But and that's why I really wanted you to. I really wanted your tips. What I do usually is like, okay, I sit with my thoughts and I write them down, and then afterwards, I feel calmer. But then what you're saying is like, you sit and then you don't do anything, right? You focus on your breathing and just let it happen. Let those emotions crush on you.
And because when you're not doing everything, you're doing everything at the same time.
Right. Yes.
Just think about one thing. We sit with our thoughts, and we are either in the past thinking about what happened, or we are constantly planning what we will do, isn't it? But we are never right now. Right now we are right now because we're talking, and you notice you're not having any of these thoughts about planning for the future, or you're not thinking about the present, about the past right now, because you're fully in the moment. And that's the key, actually. If you're fully engaged with life, which starts on the cushion with the meditation, you're fully engaged with everything you do, then anxiety doesn't exist, actually. And being fully engaged with the bad things also. So if one day you want to sit down because you feel bad, you feel too tired, you don't want to do anything, this is also good. you don't need to feel guilty that there are bad days. There are bad days, there are good days.
Yes.
And it's just accepting each moment fully.